Today we are going to be doing week ahead readings for December 15th through 22nd using the Moon deck. These are oracle cards. I'm actually realizing, let me test this. I feel like the light is shocking. Oh my gosh, the light actually looks okay. I swear the last couple months that either it's been pitch black because I'm doing it in the afternoon and it's already dark, or it's really dark in the morning. And so then I'm holding up my cards. It's still bright, but it's super washed out. So things look like they might be okay today with the lighting situation. Even though I'm in a bright room and I'm lit up, it still gets washed out. So how this works, if you're not familiar, is I select cards for the 2 collective readings that I'm going to do. And I just show the backs of each of them so that you can connect to the energy, see if you want to forecast a bit for yourself. I'll just show them a couple times. This is card number 1. I keep them out of my line of vision. That way I'm not seeing what the card for the reading is, and I'm doing the reading independent of it. And then the card is supplementing it / I'm very likely just psychically reading into then what's going to be on the card, even though I'm not setting my intention to do that. Card number 2. So for anyone that comes to my classes or watches the videos, you will see me reacting because I am not seeing the cards right away. So oftentimes, card number 1, I will flip the card over and I'm like, oh my gosh, I literally just used that exact word and it's written on the card, or something I was describing in the visuals ends up being on the card. So those are always very fun moments. All right, card number 2. So if you feel a strong draw to one or the other, feel free to pop a 1 or a 2 in the chat. And I'll just show them one more time, and then we will jump on in. I think this is going to end up being a pretty quick class today. So I'm going to keep the train moving. That just feels like it's the energy of the day. Oh, you know why? It's because we have Mars in Capricorn and we are super productive. And apparently there's balloons to celebrate Mars entering its exaltation. But yeah, I definitely feel much more of that let's go type of energy. So I don't know if others are feeling that too. The first visual I'm getting is it looks like a really tight zigzag just moving back and forth. It almost looks like when you have a pinball machine and the ball is moving and it's kind of ping, 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 and bouncing. But the path is pretty narrow. So it's much more of a forward energy versus when you have a pinball machine and it's like ding, and then it kind of bounces and then it rolls and it hits something else. This is more like it's just bouncing rapidly back and forth, but it is very much moving forward quickly. The momentum isn't stopping all that much, which I think for us is a positive. I'm getting to bring up this piece about the momentum being of significance. So if you feel like you've been stalled recently or maybe lethargic is what's coming in. So if your energy has been low, if you've been feeling a little bit more tired and lackadaisical, or out of it. Obviously, astrologically, this does bring to mind the fact that this week, tomorrow, Mercury will be exiting its post-shadow, so it will be officially treading new ground in Sagittarius. So I think that works. Plus, I did mention at the top of today's class that Mars has changed signs. So I think this momentum piece, this clarity, a little bit of our energy coming back does make sense astrologically. And anything else? Our focus shifting, our attention shifting, our attention narrowing. So again, we have that ping pong ball. Not only was that our momentum and our movement, but the reason that lane is so narrow is because it's like a laser beam. Like we are really zeroed in on exactly what it is that we want to change and adjust or start, and just zeroing in on that. I'm getting the fact that just because you have the surge of energy doesn't mean that you are, I just keep getting the visuals of somebody weightlifting in a gym. So it doesn't mean like that, like I'm active. active for different people may come across in a different way, but by and large, you are more active. And that activity could be in some ways of the mind. And then maybe just that you're buzzing a little bit more. So the things that you're doing could be just a bunch of little changes and adjustments. Oh, I'll check this thing off. I'll check that thing off. It doesn't necessarily have to translate into like, I am active. I am physically running around. You could just be sitting and you're very active. So just as a clarification. Here's our card. We have fascinating. Fascinating. Interestingly, I actually pulled this card for myself over the weekend. This is the ancestry card. I celebrate my lineage and honor my ancestors. I have to look into this one. Oh, I feel like I kind of match. I have to look into this one because off the bat, this is complimentary. What the visual that I'm getting is it's like our ancestors. So when I see this card, sometimes it is referring to your spirit team, so spirit guides, especially if they are of your ancestral line, relatives, loved ones, or etc. Whether you knew them or not, or know them or not. Also, it can be people that are living. It can be where your family is from. It can be culture. So it doesn't necessarily have to be specific to people. But what I was seeing when I just started to tap into this was it was this visual of a hand like guiding you a little bit. So we've been talking a lot about momentum for this and moving forward. And it does feel like, oh, it's like this gentle little push. It's not like you're being pressed upon, but it's as if this is us. This is us, and we're ponging, we're going through. Um, but it's just this coming behind. So as you can see, I'm not touching it. So it's almost like then there's the energy that's rippling off of it that's just steering it a little bit, but it's very gentle. So I just keep getting this visual of like, it's a hand that is guiding you, like you are being nudged. So it's not even just your physical energy and what your mind is doing, what we were talking about with Mars and Mercury, but this general uh, cosmic push, spiritual push, guidance that is coming through your spirit team. The other thing that I'm getting is to expect signs and affirmations to come through this week for them to validate that you are moving in the right direction, because for this first reading, it's all about moving towards something, checking some things off, that accomplishment energy. So because they're like guiding you a little bit, then they can also give you, it's like they're checking off the list. Like, yep, okay, you did that thing, great. And they're nudging you and telling you and encouraging you. So if you see a lot of signs this week, or you are intuitive in any sense that you are feeling more of a presence, then that the expectation is that is a little bit more heightened and apparent. We are sipping through a straw. But then we're getting brain freeze. So we are sipping, but it is freezing, ice cold. It's super concentrated, it's just shooting right up to our soft palate. Similar energy in how we had in the first reading. It was like this laser focus. There's an extra concentrate. So it's what we're taking in is very, very concentrated. So it's almost the reverse, where the first one we were concentrating, focusing, and this is that something that is very concentrated is coming at us, and then we're having an adverse reaction to it. All right, so is this Wednesday? Wednesday is when the discomfort is happening, when we're first encountering sipping. Okay. And then the discomfort is pretty immediate. And then something about Thursday. What is happening on Thursday then? Thursday, it's like when you have the brain freeze and you're like, oh, like you're trying to shake it loose or trying to warm up or applying different remedies to it. But it doesn't work right away. But it seems like we have like all the stops happening on Thursday in trying to course correct, to alleviate, self-soothe. I'm seeing people gathering around. So, gosh, it's like this group is gathering and people are just like, I'm just hearing, I got brain freeze too. And so people are just walking in and they're all saying like, yeah, that happened to me. That happened to me. And so we're finding our people in seeing those who have also been impacted by whatever this experience or exposure was. Wow. Okay. Fascinating. We have the gratitude card. I live each moment with the presence of gratitude. What I like about this is one, where we just left off in our little storyline for the second reading, is that other people were coming forward and they're like, oh, me too. So then that is a way of feeling validated and grateful that we are not alone in the experience. There's a sense of togetherness. But I also like this visual. So here, so she's full, if you will. So what we had was we were taking in something. In other words, whatever this freezing cold liquid or beverage was or is representing, something is entering our system, filling us up, but then it feels like it's overfilling. So all of the cold is coming up here. And what we end up doing in response, that self-care, that self-soothing that happens on Thursday, that feels like that is the beginning of the seed for gratitude. Because it's almost as if we needed this experience to happen just to give us the excuse to do those things to take care of ourselves. And then that gets reinforced by having a bunch of other people who are coming in and have the similar validated experience. And then that feels like that's wonderful. Oh, so not only am I now thinking about taking care of myself in a different way, I'm connecting with some other people. And so all of those just feel like a win and completely diminish, if you will, that initial experience of the brain freeze. For the second reading, it seems like a practice. If you want to use a mantra, if you wanted to use this one, something that's in the gratitude space and the worth space, it feels like as well. So it could be something to the effect of, I am worthy, I am deserving of the good that I receive, the connections that I receive, the bounty that I receive, etc. Something that is signaling abundance. Very, very interesting week that we have here. So for reading number 1, this is when we had a little pinball going forward on a tight track, bouncing back and forth. So we had forward momentum. It's like our energy is revitalized if we have been feeling especially lethargic, if we have been feeling a lack of clarity or motivation. We are regaining that this week. I had mentioned earlier that that does align with some of the astrology we had today on Monday, Mars changing signs. You can watch my video on that. And then tomorrow, the 16th, Tuesday, we have Mercury ending its post-shadow period. So both of those do align with the visuals and description that I was getting for this first part. But next we have that our focus is narrowing. So the reason that the pinball is just like ding, 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 ding on that straight path is because we are very focused on that forward motion, what we want to start, what we want to change, what we want to do. And then we had the clarification that this act of doing, of being active, doesn't necessarily mean a one-to-one of us running around. We could be sitting and just accomplishing a bunch of little tasks and just moving the needle in a lot of places in a way that we haven't been able to do for some time because of what's been going on up here, what's been going on here. Really just in our full body experience, we just feel a little bit more charged up, capable, ready, and focused. And to accompany that shift, we had our card, which was the ancestry card. I celebrate my lineage and honor my ancestors. And the sentiment here is that we have this hand energetically pushing us, guiding us, nudging us of our ancestors, our spirit team. They are supporting us to move forward. So we already are feeling that way internally with our energetic shift, but we have them nudging us from behind, moving us along as well, and then giving us signs, synchronicities, symbols that we may be seeing throughout this week. And we may also just intuitively sense their presence. So again, it could be through signs, or it could be, depending on how intuitive you are, you're walking into a room and you're like, hello, I can tell that there is somebody in here. There's someone supporting me. Maybe they're visiting you in your dreams, but that the guidance and encouragement is there to be moving forward at this time. All right. For our second reading, we had us sipping through a straw, very cold liquid, shoots up to the top of our mouth, gives us brain freeze, and we are feeling immediate discomfort. So this was happening on Wednesday, so the 17th, this is coming up, that we are doing that sipping, pretty much immediately feeling the discomfort. And then Thursday, we are applying a bunch of different remedies. We are doing the self-care. We're trying to get rid of the brain freeze that we are experiencing. And then Friday through Sunday, we have people surrounding us, people coming to us. We're finding our people who have been through or are going through the same exact experience. And so that is super validating. So ultimately, with our second card, I live each moment with a presence of gratitude. We are coming to this state of gratitude through one, hey, if this experience hadn't happened to us, then we wouldn't have taken the time to do some of the self-care. That's great. Glad that that happened. Second, that we got to connect with some new people, reconnect with people we haven't talked to in some time. Grateful to be on the same page and not be feeling alone, and to be feeling fulfilled. And the other recommended practice that came through to expand upon this energy even more, so I'll say 3, is some mantras. So if you would like to use mantras this week, I had some of them that came through. I am worthy. I am deserving of the good I receive, or I am deserving or worthy of the bounty I receive, whatever combination of words, however long or short you would like. So yeah, please let me know if you end up using any of those mantras, or if you receive any signs this week and you want to share. You're always welcome to send me a message on Insight Timer, leaving a comment on my YouTube channel, on my social media, so beneath the post that I do for this week ahead reading, send me an email, etc. I mentioned this a little bit when I was doing the actual channeling. I find it interesting that both readings had a visual of something narrow. And in the first reading, it was pinball on this narrow track that was moving forward, so moving away from you because you are going outward. And then the other one was the straw, and that was what was coming towards you. So we had an energetic difference between those two readings, where for the first one, it's forward motion, it's what's going out, it's what's propelling you. And for the second one, it's what you're receiving. And I love that, given even just the visual, the metaphor, if you will, of these cards, where for reading number 1, what is lineage? You might say, oh, well, the lineage traces backward, except we are further down in the tree. We are descendants. And so they are behind us, moving us forward. They are creating us, and we are creating and continuing that line in lineage. And so that does actually capture the visual for the first reading. And then for the second reading, we have this woman here. So the visual for the gratitude is that she's fulfilled. She is pregnant. So she is receiving. And of course, she is doing creation. So I'll mention that she is creating in a way that wasn't explicitly stated when I was doing the second reading, because it's not about the creation process. It's about we're being grateful for the experience of what we have received. So I'm just getting the nudge here is like to not get too hung up on this part of the visual and go, oh, well, what she's doing is she's birthing. Well, we're doing more of that creation and propelling forward in the first reading. So just that was a clarifying note that just popped in case anyone gets confused. So other things, first reading was a little bit more mental and physical. So it was, what's my mind doing? What is my body doing? Those are very fundamental components of who we are as people and where we have come from, what our lived experience is. And there was reference to, hey, you may have been feeling this way. So reference to the past, but now we have this happening. Again, it's this cycle of us moving forward. And for the second reading, this was much more about connection. So you could, again, this could help you remember. So rather than this being about creation, it's about the connection. So she has her hand on her belly and it's glowing now. So she is connected to other people, which is what does happen in the second reading. That she's reconnecting to herself. She is giving herself self-care and then also is connecting with others as they come to her and she calls them in. And she is grateful for that experience. Could you experience both of these readings? That's coming in as a sure, why not? I think it's been a while since we've had a hard pass on you can only do one, you can only do the other. I know at least last week it was also a sure, why not situation. I think it's because these don't really step on each other's toes. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing inherently overwhelming about moving the needle forward. Reading number one, moving the needle forward, we're receiving guidance. Maybe that's something that we're also grateful for. Oh, the people that came in that said, yay, me too. What if that's our spirit team? So that's a way that it could be working. But otherwise, we're moving something forward. So things are coming out of us through us. We are checking things off, which means they are clearing the way. They could be getting off of our plate. And then whatever is coming as a result of our efforts can be something that we are grateful for. But the importance is if you happen to be doing both of these simultaneously, if you are doing, then that self-care piece that comes in around Thursday feels like it is crucial, because if you are just going hard to the paint this whole time, then maybe that's why you have certain signs coming in. They might be telling you to slow down or to be more thoughtful, more intentional, think more long term, rather than rushing just because you're excited because you have this sense of energy, inspiration, and a little bit more clarity. And so this could be helping with preventing or reducing any burnout that could arise if we're just going a little too much in the first few days of this week. I also do like the visuals on here. I just want to make this comparison as I'm studying the cards a little bit more closely. For both of these, there's plants in both of them. And two, their hands are very, I won't say active, but their hands are a point of focus. So I'll just show here. So we have this ancestor. So we can see she has her hands on her heart space. They're engaged together. They're probably the most clear part, and then her face within this image. And then, of course, here, the area of focus is her stomach, which she has her hands wrapped around. So there is a sense of, again, it varies based on the nature of each of the readings, but there's a connection in two different ways. First one is, okay, we have the connection with spirit team, with ancestors. Second one is we have people with similar lived experiences that we can connect to. So I think that that's part of why we have like the hands coming together or in some sort of an embrace. So in the first one, we have them like this, and the others, we have them wrapped and they're containing something, being held. So yeah, I like that as a motif. I don't know why I'm just being brought to bring that up, but I think it is a nice little visual parallel that the hands and what our hands are representing, what our hands are doing. First reading, we're focused on what we're doing. And then this is what we're receiving. So when we're receiving, we're holding it. So again, these might just be other ways to help you remember what each of the readings are. But yeah, it seems like if I'm going to give the whole week across both readings some sort of a through line theme, the word that's coming through is a connection. So what exactly is being connected varies depending on reading number one or reading number two, or if you are connecting them both, having some sort of an intersection. You may not be feeling some of this right now. I would say if you're feeling anything, you may already be aware that you're in reading number one or that you'll be in the combo, because this energy felt like it started right away. Like your shift, your focus, your tank how you are operating, felt like that changed right out the gate. Where this has a delayed start.